Hello friends, Mr. Spitzer here. I am recording our lesson today from my phone because I need to show you some of the work that I've been doing inside my notebook in order to brainstorm and start crafting my graphic novel. So, our lesson and teaching point today is about creating conflicts to spark stories. Now, a conflict is like a problem in your story, something your character may be facing. It doesn't always have to be so obvious. It could be something that's very subtle too. So we are going to be brainstorming today possible problems that your characters could be facing in order to lay out your story or come up with your story arc. So characters will face a challenge or a want. They either want to get something or they're going to face a problem that they might encounter. And they're going to try to overcome this problem. And that is actually going to be your story, especially because we're keeping these things simple. So as you can see, I have my two characters drawn out. I tried to play with some different emotions because as you're doodling and as you're brainstorming different emotions that your characters may have, you can start thinking about what problems they're encountering that are making them feel this way. So you can see my character might have been frustrated, upset, or determined. I also have this character, this dog over here, Huck, and I need to think about what challenges these two characters may be facing. And with that, what is the conflict or problem that I may find in my story? So with today's work, I'm going to be brainstorming problems using my own life and my drawings for inspiration. So far, I have these two characters here, Huck and Theo. Now, as I said before, Theo is this really young character. Maybe he's in elementary school. And not that young people don't have problems, but I want to keep my problem pretty simple. And as I said before, I need to think about something that these characters may want or some difficult situation that they may encounter, so a conflict. So one way to brainstorm these things is to create a story arc or a story mountain. Now, if I'm creating this, and I'm just going to draw a quick small one. With a story mountain, normally we have the exposition or introduction to our story. We have rising actions and a climax, falling actions and a conclusion, but I'm not worried about all of those details right now. I'm using and trying to generate conflicts for my characters in order to determine the outline of my story. So on one side, I might write possible problems that they encounter. And on the other side, I'm going to talk about possible solutions or ways that they solved their problem. Now, in my own life, I'm currently looking at trying to get a house. So when I was in elementary school, I remember moving into a new house, and it was a stressful situation for me, and it was kind of an internal conflict. I struggled with being in a new home, so I thought maybe Theo moved to a new home. So the initial problem might be Theo moving. And Theo moving can be an internal problem. So inside his feelings, he's upset. Maybe he loses some friends because he moved. So a solution to that would be, how would he solve that problem of feeling lonely when he moved? He needs to make friends. Or maybe he gets involved in different activities in order to make those friends. So maybe joins a team or a club. So you can see that just by brainstorming this initial problem, Theo moves. That might happen at the beginning of my story, and my story may be about him moving and struggling with needing to find friends, and he might be feeling lonely, but my story is going to end with a solution of him either making friends or joining a club. So that's my first idea. Another idea that I had is maybe it's not Theo that has the problem when he moves, but maybe it's Huck that actually has the problem and he needs Theo to help him. So maybe one of my possible problems is Huck needs a new home. Because when you move from one place to another, your space isn't the same. So maybe Huck had a doghouse at his old house, but when Theo and Huck moved to this new house, maybe there's no doghouse. So a possible solution, obviously they could try to see if their parents can buy it, but Theo is really determined and hardworking, even though he's an elementary school student. And I think it would be an interesting story if Theo is upset that Huck needs a new home. Maybe a possible solution is that Theo makes Huck a house. And I think that could be really interesting to see a child try to build a dog a house. So I'm thinking back to possible other children's stories that I know. So maybe like the Three Little Pigs when the pigs are building their houses. So maybe Theo here tries to build Huck a house out of straw and sticks and then maybe bricks. I think that could be pretty interesting too. So I'm going to jump back to here. I'm trying to create conflicts to spark some stories. So I thought of some possible problems that my character is going to face. I thought about some of the emotions that they would have and what challenges they would face to cause these emotions. And although it's not set in stone, I think I like the idea of Huck needing a new home, because I know what it feels like to not really have your own space. And I'm thinking of the solution that makes the most sense if he needs a new home. I like the idea of Theo trying to make Huck a house, because as we said before, our characters are going to try to overcome this problem. So maybe as Theo's making this house, he's not successful right away, but he has to keep trying to resolve this. So I really like this idea. I hope you enjoy kind of sketching out different emotions or art of your characters and thinking about problems that your characters can face and overcome in order to help you generate more thoughtful story ideas. Now, one tip that can help you is after you've generated your possible problems or conflicts and solutions, talk out your story with either a friend, maybe your teachers during office hours, or your parents, because talking through your story will help you generate more ideas and to see possible problems that you may have in your story mountain. It will help you fill in more information and fill in the gaps that you're missing for your possible story ideas. So I hope you enjoy this process. I had a ton of fun creating possible conflicts for my characters, and I think I have a great start to what my graphic novel will be about.